What I do throughout the years, I'm a salesman, and plus I also schedule out sprayers throughout the season. What we do is go through a early spring burn down and stuff, and then we start doing a pre-emerge herbicide with liquid and some sort of branded herbicide. A lot of times we put NutriSphere-N for liquid on as we go through the early season. Then we start in our mid-season side dress. We used to do a lot of side dressing with liquid applicators. That got to be such a menace with the bigger planters and the drops not matching up the rows. So we started using side dress machines. What they are is a spinner box machine that John Deere makes with a new liter box that we can spin on urea. And when we started doing that here 3 years ago with NutriSphere, we just kind of was experimenting, and we saw a lot of results by doing that. We didn't go real hard at it, but we started seeing bigger results. The word got out. It was benefiting the farmer with this higher price fertilizer and stuff, that they're saving some dollars there or they're just protecting their dollars by using some NutriSphere on this urea to keep it from. Our big selling point was keeping it from leaching and volatilizing, but also when we started using these spinner boxes, we noticed not using NutriSphere, we was getting some leaf burn with the urea. We started using the NutriSphere on the urea when we started doing this, and the leaf burn went away. It was amazing. It was just night and day that we saw that there was no burn, and plus it was a bigger selling. The farmers felt more comfortable when they saw no leaf burn out there and stuff like that. So that was our big selling point. The last 3 years we've increased our side dressing. From the first year we went from 5,000 acres. Now this last year we've done 35,000 acres. And we make it mandatory as far as using NutriSphere with urea, just for the protection of the urea and plus the protection of the plants and the farmer and stuff like that. It's been a huge selling point for us. It's been a great deal for us. We started using NutriSphere this year with liquid as far as fertigating. We had some farmers asking about using a stabilizer as far as fertigating this year. We did that with, they were only putting on 10 gallons an acre on their pivots, and they do 3 passes. And we started doing that, and here recently, going throughout the months, getting towards fall, I asked the farmers, I go, have they noticed any difference in their pivots as far as the years past? Are they seeing anything different? I'm just kind of quizzing them, seeing if they'd seen anything different, being as we use the NutriSphere. And the one comment that I've had from 2 producers was they noticed that there wasn't no nitrogen deficiency this year, as far as compared to the last 2-3 years when they fertigated. They said they're not seeing any nitrogen deficiency by using the NutriSphere. So I think that is going to be it's going to get bigger and bigger as years go on. Moving on to the AVAIL, we started using AVAIL 2 years ago as with our 1152, mostly on alfalfa. We started using I had some test trials last year with some AVAIL. The guys, you could see a difference out in the fields by using the AVAIL versus not. Is making that phosphate more available to the plant, and it just the plant looked a whole lot better color-wise. The tallness of the plant, it just looked so much better. Then we started getting some little yield trials coming in, and everybody was seeing they were starting to see a quarter to a half a ton increase every cutting by using the AVAIL. I noticed some guys started using it on some older stands, some 8-9-year-old stands, and they even commented that they were getting extra tons, more tons versus when it was a 2-year-old stand. It was interesting to hear that it was benefiting them that way. As far as AVAIL, you know, that product I think is going to get more and more. I recommend it every time somebody wants some AVAIL on for either corn, soybeans, or anything like that, just to make it more available to the plant. You know, that, you know, you put your 1152 out there, there's so many minerals out there that tie it up. You know, you gotta make it more available. The one thing I failed to mention earlier was here recently we just had some high winds go through our area, and I did go out and look at a field the other day that had AVAIL put on it. I knew the stalks were a little bit bigger, looked better, the stalk strength was better. We had some 55-mile-an-hour winds the other day, and the green snap wasn't there compared to the fields surrounding it. So it made me think that, okay, here's a benefit there also, that it gives a better stalk strength. I am recommending AVAIL and NutriSphere to every producer that does liquid. It just, the price of fertilizer, the way it costs now, it just, you got to protect your investment. You know, for the cost of this, they got enough inputs out there with everything else. They got to protect this fertilizer, and you know, the comments I'm seeing coming back from some of these producers, you know, seeing no nitrogen deficiency, no, you know, no leaching or nothing, and the nitrogen's still there. It makes me feel good that I recommended something that's good.